You see all these bugs on the windshield? You ever feel like sometimes you're the bug and other times you're still the bug? Trucking just can be so frustrating sometimes. Now obviously, if I'm making a video like this, I need a win, and I need a win bad. So I'm gonna ask you a favor. And normally I don't ask this early in the video, but do me a favor, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you don't like the video at any point in time, just give it a thumbs down and then you can click off. But just do me that simple favor. I need a win, and hitting that like button can really support the channel. And then also, leave a comment in the comment section down below. What is frustrating you absolutely the most about trucking right now? I've got a long list, and yeah, we're about to get into those. So if you've been following the channel for any amount of time, or I guess if you're brand new here, let me just give you a rundown of, kind of some of the things that I've been dealing with here lately. The biggest one is I had a truck fire. And I'll link that video. I don't know, I guess we'll throw it right up there. But I had a truck fire, and what it did was it wasn't terrible, okay? So don't get the wrong impression. This isn't a brand new truck, or this isn't a different truck. It didn't burn to the ground. It wasn't in the shop for 3 weeks or anything like that. No. I was on the side of the road for 8 hours or so, but what it did was it burned through a bunch of airlines, and it caused a massive headache, and then on top of that, it's kind of a snowball effect. I need to get a truck inspection, and the truck inspection is due this month, and I should have already gotten it done, but it's one of those things that I've tried to put off as long as possible so I can get kind of the maximum amount of, I don't know what the thinking is there. Don't judge me. But I should have gotten it done a little bit earlier this month. I just haven't had time. I've had so much downtime over this winter. I've had so many things go wrong. I've had loads cancel on me. I've had brokers lie to me. I've had blowouts in tires. I've had truck fires. Wasn't even trying to rhyme, but I've just had so many things go on this winter, and then whenever you throw on top of it that I pull a step deck, if you're new to the channel, and step deck season is certainly not the winter, and this is definitely one of the worst winters that we've had in quite some time. So whenever you start adding in all these other stressors like blown tires and the broker's BS, it's been really rough on me. So I've been trying to push it, trying to make as much money as I possibly can, and really keep this truck moving. And I just haven't stopped for the DOT inspection. But now I have to fix some things before I can even get that done. So it's like in trucking, a lot of times one thing turns into multiple different things, and if you're a new truck driver, keep that in mind, that problems kind of compound. So don't just trust your training, trust what you've learned, keep your calm, keep your cool, and make sure that you don't multiply whatever it is that you're dealing with, because it can happen really quickly, or it can happen kind of slowly over time and build up and bite you in the butt before you know it. And speaking of blown tires, this tire right behind me, yeah, that one, that's a brand new tire. I just replaced that a couple of days ago. It was day and a half after the trailer fire. So the trailer fire cost me a day on this load. This trailer tire, whenever I blew it, I pulled in, and it was a 7-hour wait just to get in to have a tire changed. So yeah. That hurt, because that cost me another day. It's kind of one of those things that just kind of compounding, just one thing after another and after another. So you can see behind me that this load is tarped, and I do have a really nice set of tarps. You can check out what tarps I have down in the description down below. But I have some really nice tarps, and I'm actually editing this video. A lot of other videos have taken precedence, but I'm trying to get that together. It's a video where I picked up a load of machinery out of California, and it was an absolute tarp eater. So basically I have a bunch of holes in my tarps, and that was a really big bummer. I guess that's kind of where it started. At least that's where it started recently. But you know, having to deal with that is has been a real challenge, but it's something that's been on my mind because I actually, like, they're so bad, I need to get them to a tarp shop to have them professionally fixed, and hopefully they don't tell me that basically they're FUBAR, because that would suck. Trucking in and of itself can just, you know, it can create a lot of things. It can create a lot of stressors. You know, it's why they say that trucking is one of the most dangerous jobs that you can do. It's pretty much consistently in the top 10 every single year, and it's not necessarily, I mean, obviously you're at a higher risk because you're on the highway more than most people, but it's not necessarily because of the nature of the job. It's actually the nature of the stress of everything else on top of what trucking does, you know, to you, and the stresses that arise, and the effects that has on the job and the person and the mind. And so it's one of those things that you really have to pay attention to. And, you know, you know, for me, making this video, I just wanted to get it off my chest. I just want you to know that, you know, there's other people out there that are dealing with so many things right now with this, you know, with everything that's going on in the world today. You know, some of the things that I'm really concerned about, you know, are like, okay, so for instance, my mother, you know, she's one of the frontliners that, you know, she's out, she's still working, and she's still providing care. And, you know, that's really, really scary because she's in that kind of that danger zone, you know, kind of the, her age group, when they catch it, it has a very high mortality rate. So I think about that a lot. You know, some of the other things, one of the things that's super scary to me is, you know, my wife has severe asthma. And so that absolutely, that's just, I don't even really want to talk about that anymore. You know, the in-laws, you know, my in-laws, you know, they're at an extremely high risk. So I have a lot of members of my family that are very, very high risk. And, you know, I had to have a conversation the other morning with my mom and tell her, you know, look, I'm really sorry, but because of what the nature of what you do, you can't see the grandkids anymore. And that really hurt my soul. You know, I didn't want to have that conversation with my mom, but, you know, unfortunately the reality is that that's what we're dealing with now. And, you know, that in turn made me think about what I do, how much I'm exposed to everybody out here on the road, and no matter how careful that I'm being, you know, some of the people that are getting sick don't even show any symptoms. And I'm pretty healthy guy. I don't really get sick very much. And that really, really scares me. So, you know, I stay out a lot. I stay out a long time on the road, and then I don't get a whole lot of home time. I have 2 young ones at the house, and, you know, I want to see them whenever I go home. I want to see my wife. And unfortunately, that's actually where I'm headed. Whenever I drop this load off, I'm going to be home. I'm going to drop this load off tomorrow. I'm going to be home tomorrow night, or I could have been. But we made the decision that it's probably in our best interest if I don't come home. And, you know, that makes me really, really sad. And it's just, so whenever you're out and about and you're dealing with people, and, you know, somebody seems to be, you know, kind of getting rude or snapping over, you know, something that seems small or insignificant to you, it's probably not what's going on. It's not the insignificance of what they're dealing with. It's the stress of everything that's going on in the world today that is probably making them act that way. Now, I'm not giving anybody a free pass, and I'm not saying that they should act that way by any stretch of the imagination, but maybe have a bit more compassion for, you know, for people, for what's going on right now. And, you know, just try to smile at somebody. Smiles are contagious. So just give them a smile, and, you know, maybe say a little prayer for them, or whatever it is that you believe in, and hope that we can pull through this, you know, on a worldly scale, because that's the magnitude of what we're facing right now. But I just want you to know that everybody deals with a lot of stress out here on the road. Those are just but a few things that I went over. I've got a much longer list, and this would be a much longer video, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm just doing nothing but griping, but I just want to show you that no matter what you're dealing with, no matter how hard it is that you're dealing with, that you can put on a smile. So I thank each and every one of you for watching. If you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you so much. Consider subscribing down below. Don't forget, leave that comment. Sometimes it's good to get these things off of your chest and just kind of get them out there. So let me know in the comments down below what's frustrating you. And if nothing's really frustrating you right now, think of something funny. Some of you guys are really creative, and if you have an extra few moments, and maybe you're feeling a little bit down, just scroll in the comments and I guarantee you'll find at least one laugh down there. But, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you. But as always, stay driven. What I should have done is whenever I figured out Corona. Stay driven. And now my butt's wet. It's not cool.